Yay, connection available. Hello, my divine sisters. It's been a minute since I've been live in this group. So I decided I was going to do the question of the week in the Power of a Woman group. So the question of the week is in conjunction with the divine texts that I send every day, Monday through Friday. And sometimes I'll pop in there and say, what's your question? You know, your question of the week, and then I'll answer it live because it's a good way for us all to come together and be in this space where we are learning together and growing together. Hi, Bev. So, hi, Josie. It's good to see you all jumping on. Hi, Valerie. So I decided to do this. Hi, Marla. I'm doing this live for the question of the week. So I'm going to do it in this group. The question of the week is, like I was saying in the beginning of this, it is linked to the divine texts that I send Monday through Friday. So those are just like inspirational texts. For those of you that get them, you know how awesome they are. They come at the perfect time all the time. Because I usually set them like 2 or 3 weeks in advance. Hi, Emily. So that even when I get them, it's like, oh, you know, and I'm just in the channeling mode, like tapped into inspiration. You know, what do they need to hear? And then I just kind of flow with it. And it's really amazing. Oh, Bev, you did the crystal bed yesterday. Isn't it good? It's so good, right? Love it. I did it, I think on Wednesday. Yeah, it's something I'm going to purchase and do in my home because I definitely need to have that every day. It helps you to stay in alignment. It's so awesome. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Susan. Thank you. You too. Yes, angels always. Angels always. Thank you. So, yeah, Alexis, I love the divine texts. I love them. She said, yeah, I know, me too. They're awesome, right? Even Colleen, yeah. So I sent a message and I said, the question of the week is back. Oh, you're welcome, Brooke. She loves them too. I know I love them. They're so good. And what I'm going to do is start making these more consistently. I am leaving to Cancun in the middle of the month, and so when I come back, I'm going to start scheduling them more consistently and kind of like a time frame so we know when to tune in, because I really like it. It gives us all the ability to learn, you know, from these questions that everybody has. So, hi, Nicola. What the question of the week this week is, I went through a lot of them, and so what I'll do is, because I get so many responses, which thank you all for sending, hi Megan, for sending the responses, because it really does help me kind of gauge in and see, okay, what is the question that's universally? So I try to get to all of them. Sometimes there are ones that are out of the ordinary, but here's the thing. Whenever you ask a question, you have to receive the answer. It's just the way the universe works. You know, like if you can't remember the name of that city, like it'll come to you. Like just the other day, because I eat oatmeal, like raw oats every single day, and I'm like, I wonder if it's good for me to eat these every day. And then when I'm on YouTube on my home screen, on my news feed, it was like a video on how oatmeal is so good for you every day and all the reasons why. And I've never seen this ever before. I've never seen it, not from this person, nothing. So whenever you ask a question, you have to be answered. Hey, Jackie. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome that you put the owl. You know how it is for me and owls. So owls have been really appearing in my reality probably since mid last year. And so I always thought it was just linked to Athena. So I'm like, oh, awesome, you know, wisdom of Athena. I channel the goddess energy and I feel into it and I feel, you know, that realm, and it's awesome. And my wisdom is always really on point. And so the owl's just continuously coming into my reality, and it's kind of the one sign, other than the monarch butterfly, but the one sign that just hasn't gone away, that hasn't like stopped. I mean, it's like every single day something will, you know, show up with an owl. And then I'm like, what is this owl about? You know, asking the question, looking up spiritual meaning of owl. It's always on point. But this morning when I was listening to Abraham on autoplay, Abraham was talking about the Sarah books. I don't know if any of you know what the Sarah books are, but they're really cute to get for your kids. So the Sarah books are like about this little girl who is on this journey, and she's kind of like Esther. And so Abraham is explaining this story. So this little girl it's a fictitious story, but it's her real life. And so this little girl is like Esther and, going through the forest. And then they said, and her spirit animal is an owl, like Esther. Or her animal that she listened to is an owl, like Esther. And so then I'm like, oh, wow, that's so amazing. And then they go, and then when she has her experience with, the divine, they don't say the divine, but they say source. I say the divine. When she has her experience with Source, she has that out-of-body experience too, just like Esther. Hi, Des. And that was the same thing that happened to me too when I first came into my awakening, right? Because we're all spiritual, we're born spiritual beings, but there are points in time in our life that we go through that break open soul connection, realizing, oh shit, I am the creator of my reality. There is some other force that is here with me also. And so what started happening to me was the third eye activation. This is one of the reasons why I teach this in all my courses, and I take you through the same process to open and awaken your third eye. Because I had this bleeding down the inside of my face, in my third eye, down my face. And I got really sick for 2 weeks. And I was like, what is this about? I mean, like deathly sick. I couldn't even get out of bed. If I hadn't been so poor at that point in time, I would have gone to the hospital, but I did not have insurance. And so as I'm having this space, hi Ingrid, as I'm in this space and I'm having this experience, I was like asking the question. Remember, again, when you ask a question, you have to be answered. And so as I'm in this space, I remember looking up on Spirit Library, and there was this article written by this woman who was a psychic, and she was talking about the ascension, because it was around 2012 that it was all happening, like, that 12-21-12 thing. Well, it started for me at the beginning of December and then went in through January. And so I'm looking at it, and it's talking about the ascension and the awakening. And then on this video that I was listening to, the Abraham video, they were talking about how that happened to Esther too. They didn't say anything about the sickness, but they did say the awakening in her body. Then they go into talking about how in her meditation, when she gets in the zone, when she's just sitting in quiet, listening to something that she can have her focus on, not thinking about her thoughts, that when she's in that zone, that her body will start moving. And that's exactly what's been happening to me. And I was just wondering, why is it when I'm in meditation and I'm in it and it's like your body just starts to move? And so then I heard the answer on that video. So Jackie, that was a really long story for the emoji of the owl, but I just had to say it because it was amazing, and it kind of goes into what we're talking about here today. So the question that I chose it's from Vickie D. Vickie, forgive me, I do not know how to say your last name. Vickie D, I'm not even gonna try, so you know who you are. She says, I feel like I keep returning to the shitstorm place over and over. In between, good things manifest, but then I return. Is this normal? So I wanted to answer this question because I remember being at this point in my journey, right? I remember being at that space where it was like, I know I'm a creator and I've done really good and created really good things, but then it goes through this space where it feels like everything's going wrong. They call it the shitstorm, right? It's what I started calling it. Other people call it that too. And so as we are going through, we're realizing we're creators and we're creating, and like we create some good things and then we go back to the shitstorm. So I wanted to talk about why that happens. First of all, foremost, you are a creative being. You are creating your reality, every single piece of it, every bit of it. If you think about it in digital terms, every bit. You are creating literally everything, even the responses that other people are having, even the reflections that they are having, even everything, you are creating it. You are bringing it into your experience. There is no law of assertion. Nobody's doing anything to you. You're calling it in because you're vibrating it. You won't know what you're vibrating until it shows itself to you. When you have dreams and desires and intentions, because when you start realizing you're a creator, you're like, oh, what can I create? What do I really want? You start thinking about what you really want. For those moments you're thinking about it, you're feeling it, and you're vibrating that. Then you come back to who you are as the person you're now living as, who has these belief systems, who has these perspectives, who has a certain way that she carries herself. The woman up here that has the dreams and desires and intentions carries herself very differently than the woman here, right? Thinking about this in terms of life too. Sometimes you're a match. Sometimes you know how amazing you are. Sometimes you're going through life and things are manifesting for you. Sometimes you're thinking about things that you desire and they come into your reality, right? And then most times you're back at your set point, you're back at your autopilot, because this is where you've conditioned yourself into being. So when you're doing this jump up and down from this and this, feeling good, knowing what you want, being in high vibration, calling in what you want, good things manifest, then sometimes what happens when we have belief systems of unworthiness and undeservingness, we'll jam right back into our set point, because our set point is where we're comfortable even though we're not comfortable. So then we start manifesting and creating from this space, and then we're in alignment with all those other things that are at this level too, until we realize, oh hey shit, I'd rather feel better, so I'm going to do the work to feel good. So we get up to thinking and feeling good. Now we're feeling good. Now we're in alignment with all those things that we desire. The reason you can't hold it and maintain it is because it's not practiced enough to do that. You're practicing your vibration. Every single day you're vibrating, and you're vibrating based off what you're thinking and feeling and what you're choosing, even though you're not conscious of it. And one of the fucked things about it is when the time you break from one consciousness level to another consciousness level, you can see the consciousness level that you were living at, but you didn't know it when you were living it because that's where you were. So it's like you don't really know, you don't really get it until you look back. And that's constantly happening. It's kind of like that one relationship you had that you were like, what the fuck was I thinking? But at the time you're like, I love him. Oh, I'm going to die without him. Right? Remember? So and then we're like, what was wrong with us at that point, right? Like, what was I thinking? We always do that, right? Like, was I drunk? That's what I did with my ex-husband for a very long time until I learned it. Until I learned why he was in my reality. Because he needed to be in my reality. And it wasn't that there was something wrong with him. It was that I was vibrating all whacked. Because I'd been conditioned to vibrate that way. My mother vibrated that way. My father vibrated me that way. My parents conditioned me as a child into believing myself to be a certain way, who I was, even though I wasn't. So I began vibrating these things. In trouble, bad girl, not doing it right, being a bad example for your sisters, da-da-da-da-da. Just because I was a rebel and pushing against what they were trying to tell me because I didn't want to believe in their fucked up bullshit. Right? A lot of what my dad had to teach me and a lot of what my mom had to teach me is amazing and gold. But there are parts of them that could not teach me self-worth and deservingness and love and all of that angelic being and beautiful self because they didn't know it themselves. You can't teach somebody something you don't know. So your parents are vibrating at this level, right? They're vibrating at this level. A lot of them are vibrating on autopilot, not where they want to be. They're living life stressed out. And this is why, because we were taught that life happens to us. Because the chaos theory, that shit is just random, and there's this being that's saying, you're fucked, you're blessed. You're fucked, you're blessed. That is not what's happening. You are the creator of your entire life. There is nothing out there that is saying, I'm going to give you money. Oh, and you know what? Sometimes I decide I'm going to let you manifest a windfall, but the rest of the time, nah, I'm going to let you struggle. That's not how it's happening. Your thoughts, feelings, and emotions are creating your reality. Nothing is coming outside of you. You're creating your reality. You're creating your reality based off your responding. Jackie, you know you're in my course, right? Think about where you were from the beginning to where you are now. Isn't it fucking, you look different. You're vibrating different. You're more confident. You know who you are. And so what's happening in your reality? Things are coming for you that you dream and desire because you're vibrating it different, right? Amanda. Hey, Amanda. Yes. Yes. Brittany, you give me goosebumps. That is your inner being communicating with you. Whatever I'm saying and how you're perceiving it is exactly what you need. You got to listen to that, right? You got to listen to that. So I wanted to jump on here and also talk about this because I remember being in this space and there was nobody to talk me through it. I had to figure this shit out by myself, and that's a lot of the reason why I banged around a lot until I realized, oh shit, I become immune to the hurt, right? I become immune to not feeling good. So conditioning, Jackie, yeah, look, feel, act, and so different. Yes, because you changed. And now you're like vibrating higher, right? And higher, and we just keep doing this. You have to do the work though, because you leave yourself on autopilot, you have your set point. You leave yourself on autopilot, you have all the thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and emotions that you are here match the world you're living now. If you have dreams and desires that are unfulfilled, if you want to have wealth, if you want to have money, if you want to have the car, if you want to have the man, if you want to have the body, you want to have all these things, right? Heather, yes, your course has been amazing. I know. all these things. And you guys make it amazing because we're doing it together. So if you want to have all these things, you got to vibrate at that level. Some of you will get lucky and manifest them on autopilot because your desire is so strong that it pulls them in. Here's the thing though. You know how many people manifest buying their first homes and then go into foreclosure? That's because they are not homeowners. They just moved into a house that they manifest the money for and they didn't know how to handle it. And then the thoughts got in and they got all messed up and then they couldn't because of outside in. This is one of the reasons why it's so beautiful to live inside out. Because you know you're creating this shit. All of it. Every single piece of it. Every single piece of it. You can course correct no matter where you are. You have to change your beliefs because your beliefs shape your perspective and your perspective creates your life. Everything that you're interpreting in your reality, you're just continuing to interpret and reinterpret and reinterpret. It's kind of why you live the same life day after day. When you change your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, first thing to do is change your belief, right? And Abraham says, what is the belief? A thought you keep thinking over and over and over again. We're conditioned into believing this way because we've been conditioned this way our entire life. So these things are so deeply rooted and ingrained. We even have neuronal highways in our brain that are operating in a certain way every single time we see something that triggers that brain pattern. Think about the word love. It means something different to everyone. Think about the name Ashley. Your brain automatically scans for an Ashley that you know because you have those neural nets. And so when you have those neural nets for the pattern and conditioning of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, and you're not even realizing it because it's not like you're walking around saying these things in your mind. It's feeling, you're feeling, you're feeling, you're feeling, and this is what they translate to. Those belief systems need to be transformed so that you can believe and vibrate higher to what you desire because you have to be a vibrational match to what it is that you desire. The law of attraction is the law of attraction. It's not a fucking new age concept. It's a real goddamn thing. It is a real thing. Hi, Amy. So that's what's happening. Here's the amazing part of it. The more you go through the contrast, not only the more desires that you are sending out to be manifested, the more that you are strength training because you're learning that you are a creator. And so you're seeing your thoughts, feelings, and emotions manifest. Like I said before, whatever you think, feel, and believe about yourself is what your current reality is right now. If you want to change your current reality, you have to change your belief systems. You change your belief systems. You change the way you feel about yourself. You change your conditioning. You're no longer a victim of your circumstance, right? And this is a journey. Because if there was a quick pill that you could just swallow just to become who you desire to be, not only would that be shitty, you probably wouldn't even come into this life. But it would also do you such a disservice because it wouldn't allow you to grow through the evolution of each phase. You're growing, you're evolving, you're becoming. Now, here's the good news. You do reach that tipping point where you get past that sometimes good things manifest and sometimes bad things manifest. You do, because when you become a vibrational match to your world and you have proven it to yourself that you're a creator and that the universe is supporting you, and sometimes that takes you got to be living it for a while and then you just look around and you're like, oh shit. I had this on my vision board and now I'm living it. Or you go and you find a new moon wish that you wrote a long time ago and it came true. Or like a magic check that you found that you wrote that you find that it came true. And then so you start to prove yourself that you are a creator and that the universe is supporting every single thing you're thinking and feeling. This is why I'm telling you there's no being outside of you that's saying, oh, she's a good-hearted person. Let me just give her blessings. No. This energy, this law of attraction is responding to what you're thinking and feeling and giving you your manifestations because you are the creator. Now there is a spirit world where they are assisting, but we are here in the third dimension as much as people want to try to say, oh, I'm 5D, I'm 4D. You're in the third dimension, you are 3D. Okay? You are 3 fucking D. We're here. We are learning that we are creators, and we are learning the power of this universe and how to get it to work for us rather than us working against it with the chaos theory, with the theory that there's something, some man in the sky that's honoring you and not honoring the other person, or honoring the other person and not honoring you. That isn't what it is. Your energy is creating your reality, and you have to become a mastermind in that. You have to recondition yourself, right? And this is like the outline to what life is. Life is emotional. You have good days, you have bad days. But when you become a deliberate creator, when you do the things that you know you need to do, when you are practicing gratitude every single day of your life for the rest of your life, when you are deliberately thinking about the positive in the world in each situation, when you're deliberately looking for things to like about other people and letting go of your judgments of everything, your life gets better and better and better and better because you're cleaning up your vibration. If you want to clean up your vibration around money, surrender judging people. I promise you. Every time you go into a judgment of anything, and you don't even realize you're doing it, you're watching TV and seeing commercials, and we're like, right? Like, that's all we do. We're responding to what we're seeing. So many emotions in one freaking roller coaster just watching a commercial. You have to get a hold of your vibration. You have to get a hold of your thought patterns. You have to get a hold of your energy. And that goes by doing things that you know you need to do. Owning your mornings, sitting down to quiet your mind. Another thing too, especially with women, we also have hormones that we think have a mind of their own, but they do not have a mind of their own. We are just not keeping them in balance. There are so many teas that you can drink before your period starts, even a week before PMS happens, that you can drink to balance your hormones, right? Like dandelion tea and ginger and mango and all these things. You can drink these tea. Lara, my acupuncturist, who is also an amazing teacher, has this tea called booby tea. It's amazing. It has everything you need in it. Like, you could find these things wherever you are. You can go on Amazon and find a tea for this. Keep your hormones balanced. Then you won't be such a victim of your conditioning. Also, there's herbal supplements you can take. Because here's another thing. When you begin to learn this journey and you start to get happy and happy and happy, you're getting happy and you're depleting your hormones. Right? And so when you sleep, your brain reproduces those hormones, but has to work extra hard to produce more. This is why a lot of people have the symptom of feeling tired, because your brain has to produce more of that hormone. You can help it do that, though, by taking 5-HTP with St. John's wort, or by taking dopamine to boost your dopamine levels. There's so many different things you can do. And when you're on the healing journey, you need to learn these things, because you are either going to crash and burn and get back up and rise, or you're going to learn how to do it the right way, where you're going through this and learning about how you're a deliberate creator and transforming all those limiting belief systems within you and the wounding, and learning your power and becoming more powerful, and knowing what supplements to consume so that you can maintain that high, happy vibration, because it's all science. If you have been living your life with stress, you have nothing but cortisone and cortisol as your main hormones, and that's your go-to, which is why you're so quick to get angry. If you have been living in sadness, you have nothing but all of the sad hormones to go to. If you're living in love and gratitude, you have all the love and gratitude hormones to go to. And when you are switching, you have to supplement your brain to help it be conditioned so that it has the neural nets and neuronal programming and the cells to support your new vantage point. This is also another reason why a lot of women have headaches when we go through and we do all this stuff in the courses, because it's changing their brain patterns. You think different thoughts. When you think different thoughts and you react to different things differently, you create a different life. There's hacks, there's life hacks. It's called Randina's Courses. But anyway, I wanted to get on here, like I said before, and talk about this because it is really good. And I remember when there wasn't anybody there for me when I was going through this stuff. Hi, Danielle. And so I decided that I was going to be the one who told everybody about the middle, because if I could tell you about the middle, it'll make it easier and you'll keep going. You'll keep going and you will not give up, because you are a creator. You are creating your reality, every piece of it. And I know you're knowing this because you're learning it, and you're not just seeing it from me. You're starting to see it all over the world too, in your reality, which is good, which is also a sign and an indication that your patterns are changing, because now you're attracting different things. Your importance is changing. You've now told your brain that your sign is important. Your butterfly is important. Your dove is important, whatever it is. Scan, scan, scan. Oh, there it is. Yay, happy feeling. Right? It's all programming. You live in the matrix. You really do. You program your reality. Every bit of it. Every emotion you have, every thought you have, feeling you have that you send out comes back. And when there's a culmination of emotions, enough about one subject, it comes back. So you can get this to work for you. Because rather than be a victim in a bondage, being bonded into negativity, you can transcend that and then work with the positive and be in the positive. But you gotta outsmart the system and reprogram this thing. And you can do that day by day. You gotta get into releasing the hormones of negativity off me. Well, you got to do the work to get it back, right? Sharon, you have to do, like I'm telling you, the dopamine by Solar Ray and the 5-HTP by Solar Ray in conjunction. I mean, obviously you need to, I'm not a doctor, So if you need to ask your doctor about different hormones if you're on any other kind of medication. I have helped so many women get off antidepressants. So many. This is one of the side effects of the work I do too. Off the medications. Why? Because when you reconnect back with your source and you remember who you are, you do not need them. Your brain does it for you. The herbal supplements too. So dopamine, bisolarate, 5-HTP with St. John's wort bisolarate. If you couple those two for like 14 days, you will notice a difference in the first 2 days. The first day of consuming it, you'll notice a difference. I had to get off antidepressants, and so I had to learn all the science behind all the herbs. And I tried everything, and this is what works for me. So sometimes you don't have to take a 5-HTP. If you're really sensitive, you back off that after 14 days. Sometimes you do. You just got to listen to your body and do what it tells you to do. But you'll know. If your intention is to live a happy, healthy life, you will be naturally guided. Unless you're holding yourself in all this resistance about how you're not good enough. That's all a bunch of bull motherfucking shit. Anyway, that was a lie you were told. You looked around and thought other people were better than you. They're not. Nobody's better than you. You got to come back to you and remember who you are and your connection with this divine source that is all around you. Because you are a creator and you're so much more powerful than you know, and you're learning that, which is why I'm so happy that I get to watch it. Because we get to do this together. You know why? Because time is speeding up. So we are seeing this shit manifest faster. It's why now you can be all good and then crash, and then all good and then crash. It's like back in the day, it would take forever for it to manifest, which is why a lot of people were confused. Oh, I love you too, Amanda. So things are happening fast. Fast. So thank you, Vickie, for asking that question. I will be doing this again. I'm going to put it on the calendar to do it at least once a week so we can come in and continue to watch. I know you all are live here with me, but there will be people who are watching this on my YouTube. So if you are on my YouTube, like and subscribe, of course. And comment below too if you want me to do another video or if you have a question, because I'll choose the one that I'm guided to plus the universal question. So this is fun. I love you all so much. Thank you for blessing me and providing me with this space to be able to do this, because it's just so fantastic and life just keeps getting better and better. And when you remember that you are supported, that your dreams and desires are real, like you don't really realize it because you're still living in the space where you're just starting to wake up to it. Some of you do realize it. Some of you are going to be like, yes, right? You are a creator. Everything, every single thing. You just have to break that bondage of worthiness and deservingness, because you only are allowing yourself to live what you believe you're worthy and deserving of. So if you have a bad relationship, or if you have the finances aren't where they want to be, it's because you have belief systems and wounding there that's telling you that that's all you deserve. No one's withholding anything from you. The universe wants to give you the things just as much as you want to have it. And all these stories that you're telling yourself are just not true. They're stories that are being regurgitated from your parents by you. They're stories that are continuing to keep you where you are because you're kind of afraid of actually having all of that because you've never had it before, so it would feel weird. You got to mold yourself into it, because the more you do it, not only do you get to live your dreams, but the more you allow other people to be inspired by you living your dreams, so then they get to live their dreams too. So here's to all of us living our dreams. Thank you, Bev. She said thank you for all you do for us. I love you all. I hope you all have a beautiful Sunday, and look for the text next week so you can ask your question and I will answer it for you, and we will continue to rise together. Mwah. Bye.